we go.
There we go. Yo, I was about to say, technology is about to take me out.
Come on, we ain't got time for it.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, no, ma'am. Thank you, everybody, for starting to come into the room already. I got my little light, got me feeling hot. But, yeah, so thank you, babe. So do you. So please tell the people a little bit about what you do, how you're a light in this community, in this world. What do you do? I know you act, you model. Just let us know.
Come on. I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity. I am letting God use me every step of the way, and just want to just shine my light. Whichever way I can be of service today is what I'm going to show up for. I really focusing on one day at a time.
Amen.
And I truly love spitting game. I love sharing knowledge. I love talking. Like, that's what I love to do, and just being myself. So if I can maximize this gift by any means, I love to do it.
I love that. When do you feel like you found that gift? When do you know that, like, you know, you realize this in yourself, that this is something that you love to do, and that's something that you can, you know, put in the forefront and make this your, not only who you are, but you want to share it with others?
Yes, I always felt this urge in me. Like, I always used to get in trouble for talking. You feel me? At school, they used to put me in the corner because I used to talk too much. The corner. And that's the thing. Like, that's what we do with kids. Like, we try to tell them to, like, play small, like, be quiet, sit down. But we know our divine gifts right when we, like, enter into this world. But of course, like, society, our parents will try to make us, like, get back to reality real quick. But I always had this urge where I wanted to just speak out and speak that, you know, talk to people. So I really learned this in high school, and I just kept growing more and more into myself. I wasn't listening to the rules and what I should do. Like, I did go to college, but I knew it wasn't for me. Like, I knew a lot of stuff wasn't for me, and I was not gonna settle for anything less.
I love that you said that. I kind of want to, I watched this interview the other day, and it was such a powerful question. It was like, how do you know in your life, in moments where you need to pivot and moments you got to persevere? I want to propose that question. How do you feel like, what advice would you give to somebody who is in a place where they don't know if they need to pivot, like how you said you knew that wasn't for you, or you need to persevere? Because I know you probably have moments in your life where you had to thug some stuff out.
We all do, and I would advise everyone to get into isolation. That solitude will make you think for yourself and start tapping inward, and then you're going to show outwardly. Because a lot of times we let people get into our ear, we listen to other people, but what do we want to do? And we have to, like, be bold enough to listen to ourselves. So we will feel when something's not right. Like, my intuition was just telling me something that wasn't right for me by just the smell of something. Like, I'm buying a new car right now, and the car smell wasn't for me. And I was like, wow, your intuition will, like, guide you in whatever direction and shake you up. But we have to be mindful of the distraction this world will be putting us in, and try not to cover our third eye so God can quickly move us towards the direction that we tend to need to go into.
Dropping gems, like I know you would.
Come on.
But that is so real. I think so real. I think, like, through my journey as well, there's been moments where I've had to learn my relationship with my intuition. I had to, you know, pray for discernment to because it's so natural as we grow up to doubt ourselves. It's so, you know, natural to doubt, like, sometimes, like, am I doing the right thing? And that's, I think it's human. But when you pour into that powerful aspect of intuition and the Holy Spirit guiding you, it's such power in that.
Oh, and patience is on our side, and time is on our side. So we really do have to develop patience, because I know sometimes I want it now. I want it now. But time is giving us this space to build our character up, our integrity, everything we have to be building up to get ready for the next level that we're about to be catapulted into.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Ray Coops. Everything with intention.
Yes.
Intention. Such an important word. I kind of wanted to even the word patience. Patience is hard for me.
Girl,
Patience is so hard for me because it's like everything in life. It's like we live in a generation with immediate gratification. Bam, we want it, we got it. You see it, you like it, you cop it. You get it, you want it, you got it. But when you're in a space where God makes you wait a little longer for what you want, it's like, I'm like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? But sometimes it's like, yo, Khalid, just chill.
Yes. Like it's not me for real. What is the rush? What be the rush? We be rushing ourselves. We be standing in our own way. It's no finish line to it. Wow. So I feel like one day at a time, that's all we need to take and have grace on ourselves, because social media is the only one rushing us.
Period. Because at this point, we should have been big billionaires and big this, big that. And I feel like I love that life is like it's your journey. You know what I'm saying? We might have similar experiences to learn different lessons, but it's just everybody has their own journey, and what's right for me at a certain moment might not be right for you, and that's okay.
That is the truth. And then I always see this quote, how comparison is the thief of all joy. And what are we comparing our life? We don't know how people sleeping at night. Are they even able to sleep at night with all the millions that they have? Some people don't even have peace with all that money. And that's what we should really focus on. Peace, like love. What money can't buy is really what brings happiness to all of our lives.
Yeah, especially when you think about different celebrities who have committed even suicide and taken that far, and people look at them and they're like, I can't believe they would even do that because they have this, they have that. It's just it's deeper than rap. It's much deeper than rap, man.
Come on. We can't be fooled by the money. Like, we already wealthy within. And I know it's maybe hard sometimes because we don't see the funds at that moment. But trust the treasure within you, because we can't take none of this with us.
Yeah, that is so true. You have such interesting and true and your energy is just true. But like, you have such a beautiful energy when you even speak about relationships. What do you feel has like brought you to that point to walk in the confidence of certain expectations or non-expectations that you have when it comes to romantic love in a way?
Yes, I feel like learning more and more about myself like changed the whole game to this life, because I see love everywhere. When I walk outside, like, I feel love, I feel bright, vibrant, I feel like amazing. So it's not like I'm waiting for someone to fill me up, because I'm already like overflowing.
Yeah.
It's just like the drip is just dripping on me, and it's gonna just drip all over everyone else who just gets into this energy. And so, like, loving myself made me get rid of all expectations. I ripped up a list. I ripped up like looking outside of myself for love. I ripped up and got rid of this idea of love and this fantasy that we have been sold about love, and realizing that we can experience like true bliss, this true ecstasy feeling every single day if we just focus on the people who are in front of us, like the love that is right in front of us, and not waiting for anything or waiting for anyone, because we are human at the end of the day, and we all came here for our own individual mission. So if we just get rid of like this expectation and just experience each other for who they are and allow people to be them, and I can be my authentic self and you be your authentic self, and we just support each other, there for emotional support.
It's almost that we have to deprogram that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost that we're brought up in a way where it's almost instilled within us. Then you have to deprogram yourself in what really is, you know. I think growing up, you know, and not just at the home, but you know, you hear these stories and you watch these movies, and it kind of puts this like aspect of a partner completing you. But when you're into this level of like, you know, you grow up and you experience certain relationships, like that did not complete me, that done messed me up. I was doing great before you. But look at me.
That's what I really learned. Everything that we have to unlearn is all like codependency. Like we are seeking a partner what our parents didn't do for us. So we're seeking mommy and daddy and partners where our parents should have fulfilled this. Like we don't need to need anyone for anything. We truly just here to experience each other for what it is. And so it get rid of like so much pressure into a lot of these rules and regulations and feeling like you owe me something, or you can't do this and I got possession over you. How about not?
Yeah.
You a free spirit, do you. And if we are going towards that direction, that's what God aligns for us. But we have to be so centered on what God called us to do.
Kimberly, I see, says, when you say focus on peace, what are some of the ways to distract yourself or better yet gain your peace back when you feel it slipping away? That's good.
Yes.
I agree with you. I feel like when my peace is slipping away, I pray. And I really, it is power in quieting yourself. And I'm a person that does have a very strong community, a very small but beautiful community of people and certain women and that uplift me, you know. And it's more of an uplifting me to be like, girl, you know what you need to do, and less of a, you know, everybody has opinions, and that does, I agree with you, sometimes that does alter, you know, your own truth. But when you have a group of people that are walking in their own alignment of self, and they kind of uplift you, it's so beautiful to experience that, you know. But something I do is really quiet myself. I pray, and I start getting really into like even going to the gym in the morning, because that kind of like alleviates certain things. When I eat better, I feel better, you know. Sometimes we have to, it's just really mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
What are things that you do to kind of like gain that peace back when you're slipping away, when you feel like it's slipping away?
I would turn off like all media, like from TV to the news to social media, and get back centered with yourself, because you can't make yourself mad. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be your biggest best friend and your biggest motivation. You have to be on your side for yourself. So if you get mad with just you, then we see you are the problem.
Yeah.
So, and that's what a lot of people do. We tend to run away from ourselves. I know for a long time I used to run away. I used to always be on the move and just distract myself from things. But then once I started sitting with myself and started this healing journey of like, oh, I have to be with me, so I better like me. And then that's how I started realizing peace. And literally the simple things will bring us so much peace. Like just, I know it's cold right now, but like going outside in nature just brings so much peace. Drinking water brings me peace. Like we have to focus on what we do have instead of what we don't have.
That is such a gem. That is such a gem. I kind of want to tap in a little bit about your journey of even celibacy that you've been super open with on your social media and stuff like that. How has that journey been, and what kind of sparked that just starting, and that just that power that comes with that? Like, how has that journey been, and what inspired the start of that?
You know, I knew I had to like get rid of a lot of things. Like I developed a lot of bad habits from eating out, from watching so much TV. I used to have to sleep with the TV on in high school. I
Mm-hmm.
used to always club from Friday to Sunday and then get up in the morning. I was a functional alcoholic. Like
Girl
I
said
used
I
to
was
get
outside.
I was
Before outside was outside.
Girl, I used to have to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work and just getting in at 2 in the a.m. and just doing so much wear and tear in my body,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with people that truly didn't have the best interest for me, used to gossip, used to just had a lot of bad habits that I had to unlearn. So I then began to go cold turkey on everything.
Wow.
And from stopping having sex to stop gossiping to stop kicking it and started entering into like, let me feed my soul, like let me develop better habits for myself. And then so I took away smoking, drinking, sex, everything that we
Yeah, we're prone
got
to. That's what fun is. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. You know.
literally in this world. So I
Yep.
was very
Detoxification.
you feel me? I was
Mm-hmm.
very worldly. So I had to detach myself from my flesh. And once I started this abstinence journey, I did not it was intentional, but it wasn't intentional to go this long.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
now that I'm in it, it's been 5 years. I personally see so much fulfillment here. Like I have amazing platonic relationships with people that is truly healthy. And now like I view sex as truly procreation,
Mm.
how we bring life into this world. So it made me get rid of like all desires, how we have been taught like this brings you happiness, this brings you fulfillment, when I have just transmuted this energy to create magic, like to write a book, to make movies, to connect with people, to build trustworthy relationships, because now I trust myself and I learned so much about myself.
Does your view of intimacy change? Is intimacy, people sometimes just view intimacy as sex, but how has intimacy changed for you?
Yes, this is intimate right now. Like how we, how we sharing these amazing spiritual dialogues, confessing everything that we learned. This is intimate. Making
Yeah.
eye to eye connection with
Mm-hmm.
another soul, like, is intimate.
Yeah.
Like cooking for someone is very intimate. Rubbing someone on their back is intimate.
Mm-hmm.
Actually hugging someone, holding their hand, like that is what I view as intimate.
Mm-hmm.
So it even broadens your horizons when you get rid of sex, because sex can be just the easiest thing to do when you're bored. You're
That's
just
true.
doing it. You just doing it because you don't want to get in debt with another soul. This causes you to actually be one together and actually connect. And now you can reveal who they are, because we tend to like sleep with people and get entangled with them, and now we end up
little entanglements. But yes.
and now our soul is tied to the soul, so it's harder to break free from this. And now we feel bondage here. Like we get offended that they are just talking to other people. We are now like a slave to another person because we are connected to someone who wasn't supposed to be connected to.
And that's true. I feel like sometimes you could feel that connection with somebody too. And that's I feel like at first when this whole, certain things are toxic, this is toxic, that's toxic. I feel like at first I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like people are just using this word like triggered. Like I'm like, dang, 2021 or 2019, everybody all of a sudden was triggered. Everything was toxic. I'm like, yo, like y'all tripping, like this is not. But then when you sit here sometimes, you're like, yeah. Well, I sat here and I was like, yo, I got some toxic habits I gotta work on.
Me too. I'm
I got some
work on me.
I didn't even know it was toxic, but now I'm sitting here like, damn, yo, like maybe that's not okay.
Wow.
And it's just been its own journey within just realizing. And then that's the thing. Like, I think when you learn yourself, you keep learning yourself. It's a journey of learning yourself. You never completely know yourself. It's you have a good understanding and then you build on that. Because as we experience life and we make certain decisions and we do certain things, our perspective of self changes. And even just certain people that God brings in our life, whether it's platonic or anything, I think, everything is for a purpose. Even just like, and we might not know in the moment, but long term, it just repeats what that journey of life really is.
Wow, that is true. Like, this is a never ending journey. And that's what we came here, is just to evolve more into ourselves.
Yeah. I completely agree. I told you on the phone too, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about discipline. I feel like discipline and consistency are such powerful words alongside vulnerability. But consistency and discipline, those words can change your life.
Yes.
And I wanted to know, in your journey, how did you become more disciplined, and ways that you implemented consistency and discipline into your journey of where you're at and where you're going and what you're doing.
Come on, because that's the secret to the sauce right there.
No, for real.
That's the secret to the sauce. Once you sprinkle discipline and mixed it with consistency to just constantly keep this same momentum, keep this same energy, what you started with, because a lot of times with discipline, we know what we should be doing, and we just allow procrastination to get in the way.
Ooh, say that slowly.
Like, we know what we should be doing. We allow procrastination in our way. We are the only ones standing in our way. We have doubt get in the way. We have this self-hatred get in the way. We have, oh, what if this? What if that? If you don't shut off this noise from your own head, and that's why we have to go towards being our own best friends, so we can be our cheerleaders. Like, when we don't feel like doing it, we have to do what is hard so our life can be easy. And I would implement like doing a small to-do list every day, because if I don't have a to-do list, I'm not gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have to just make a to-do list so I can be on track. It's my learning style that helps me focus so I can stay on track towards a disciplined life. And these are just habits now that is just mixed in with my character. So now I'm just unconsciously doing it. And that's what we have to like program our subconscious mind to just wake up and like meditate, like wake up and start doing these amazing things instead of just waking up, getting on our phones. So it's like, they got us so addicted to like bad habits, to doing things to like really harm ourselves. And we just have to really like unplug and stay consistently on that, like keeping that same energy.
I have a question for you too. So much gems, but I know there's a lot of creatives in this room, like a lot of different creatives. How do you find that balance when, a part of your career, a part of your love is to share certain stuff on social media, is to interact, to build your following, is to do those things. How do you set up healthy boundaries within that, within the phone, within that aspect of stuff?
I have a time where like I'm going to post, where I'm going to like log on and I'm going to check email. So for me, like I make it a priority, like, okay, I have to post, like I have to make a caption, I have to like create hashtags. It's like a whole, being a content creator, you got to think of the list. Responding to DMs, that's what you have to do, interact with people. So that is still like, you're doing amazing, can't be hard on ourselves, but we have to realize, okay, are we aimlessly scrolling? Are we supporting our peers? If we gonna scroll, please support your peers now.
Period. No. If you don't be on here, double comment.
Literally, like, but we can't just unconsciously, aimlessly just scroll. if we don't have an intention behind it. We have to make sure every time we get on here, okay, I'm getting on here to post something, I'm getting on here to teach somebody something, or I'm getting on here to learn, to support, to share something. So knowing our intentions when we enter on these social medias, and don't be robotically, aimlessly scrolling, because that's what I can get caught up into. Like, oh snap, I've been scrolling for 10 minutes.
I
just
know.
Switching apps. I be switching apps, sis.
Me too. I'm like, oh my goodness, how I ended up here? Why am I here? I'm like, and you know the thing even about TikTok has even customized. I barely follow anybody on there.
Literally.
The timeline on TikTok has customized to your likes and what you want. I'm like, listen, you're in my mind and I refuse to deal with you. It's disrespectful.
I don't like it. I don't
like it. I don't.
You say you in my mind and I don't like that.
Yeah, like this is my space. Thank you. Excuse me, but yes, 2022 is quickly approaching, my good sis.
Girl, what?
What? Okay, as we're getting to the end of this live, what is something biggest takeaway from 2021?
Biggest takeaway from 2021, I would truly say, like, have grace on yourself. You are doing amazing, sweetheart.
Like, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Every single day, we have to understand we are under spiritual attack every day. So sis, what we need to focus on is your spirit, not just out here just chasing the bag. And I know they got us chasing it, but what you really need to focus on is going inward, because we are battling every day our flesh. We are battling diseases. We battling sickness. But if we can dodge all of these bullets, we have to be centered within and know that we are doing enough every single day. Because I know sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. But guess what? I'm going to rebuke that and tell myself every single day, as long as you get one thing done today, you learn something today, sis. Who are we rushing against?
Yeah.
What is the rush? Patience was a huge factor, and not settling, not playing small anymore. I understand, like, being uncomfortable is uncomfortable, but we have to get out of our own way and invest in ourselves, bet on ourselves. We're not playing small, and the only way that we cannot play small is we have to just move out of our own way.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like that's some of the lessons that this year's definitely taught me. I feel like I knew I wasn't in control, but 2021 really showed me. I'm like, I guess I thought I had 15% of control, but I really don't have control. We have control over our own self, how we react to things, how we, how it's just us that we have control over, and not even sometimes what happens to us, but how we react, how we, I feel like I've learned that. And with that aspect of learning that, I feel like it almost empowered myself in a way that, like, I just have to keep doing what's best for me and keep moving, keep moving forward, and don't confuse physically moving with progress. I think that was just a thing, because we live in this generation where we're like, we need to go somewhere every day, do this, do that, do this. But when you realize that moving and progress aren't the same thing, quiet yourself and realize those things. I feel like also this year has just taught me just to not take for granted certain things. Yes. I think I took for granted certain aspects of family. Like, I feel like, sometimes I'm like, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. Yes. But I'm like, I need to have time, intentional time, to pour into these core people that have continuously poured into me. And no matter what's going on with me in my journey, it's important to pour into these relationships, because all we could do is learn from the people that pour into us and that are, while they're here,
Wow.
And moments are just fleeting. I think that's just what I understand. And when you sit here, you could be sad by it, but when you understand there's beauty in the present, and beauty in just kind of like taking control of your life as much as you can. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to things.
Wow.
And you know, it does not hurt to be positive. It doesn't hurt you to have a different perspective. Like, you know, and be honest. If you feel bad that day, feel bad, but don't allow yourself to be there and live there and, you know, and be in that space for too long, you know?
Wow.
It's a mental game. It's definitely spiritual warfare, but it's a mental game this life is.
It's like, this ain't for the weak now.
It's not for the, like, 2021 and 2021 did not teach you that this is not for the weak. I don't know what will teach you.
Oh my goodness. Like, those precious moments, I love that you said, like, with our family, like, those is what really matters, like, what really counts at the end of the day. And like you said, it don't hurt to be positive, but I don't know, sometimes while we're so conditioned to, like, hold on to the past, like, hold on to the hurt, instead of, like, realizing, like, the glory and the beauty in this present moment.
And I have a question for you. I think sometimes I've caught myself holding on to, you know, moments of the past because I didn't know what to do to move forward. So sometimes I think when we get in a place where we're like, you know, when the next move isn't clear and then you have to implement that patience, it's like, it's so hard to not live in the past.
Yeah.
What are ways do you feel that you get out of that kind of, that you've gotten out of that funk? You know, sometimes you really got to thug that thing through.
Yeah.
You got to really talk to God, like, please, God,
come on,
don't let this take me out.
Am I about to just get up? Am I about to just stay in bed?
Yeah, like,
stay in bed. We gonna have to get up and, like, truly, like, realize it's beauty in the unknown and embrace that. Like, I truly don't know what 2022 holds us. I have no idea. How all we can truly control is our attitude and our perspective and our mind. So if we train our mind to see the positive instead of, like, the negative, because that's what we taught. We taught to see, like, the lack instead of the abundance of the beauty of the possibilities. You don't know, our life can truly change in tomorrow. That's how God really works. But if we allow God to be God, like, let's let God be God, and let us sit in the back seat and surrender, weight is going to be lifted because we try to do all the work. We don't got to do the work no more. Let God handle it. We made it this far, made it alive, healthy, and well. Sis, sky's the limit now.
And I feel like some people might feel alone in certain moments, but when you really sit down and look at your life, you can really see that God was there in moments when you really didn't even know God was there. If you sit there and reflect and be like, you know what, that was hard. This that my family went through was hard. This that I went through with my business is hard. This that I went through with my personal health is hard. But when you really are the testament of you are still here, it was hard, but barely or not, you made it.
Come on, and that adds juice to the story.
Yeah,
like we need the
climax. A little whoop whoop. Yes.
Cause how you go? You can't just have a flat story now.
She's like, add a little spices, a little crescendo, deep crescendo.
Come on, we need it for the story, because you can either be the hero or the villain in your own story. It's up to us.
That is so true. And is there anything 2022 that you have, like, cooking up, or that you're ready for, or that you know, that you kind of are ready to implement something new into the next year?
Yes, like, I truly want to, like, bet it all on me. I really want to, like, done playing it safe. And sometimes, like, it's going to be uncomfortable. Like, being an entrepreneur, we don't know, like, the ebbs and flows to this journey, but I'm going to like truly embrace all of that. And I truly embrace like not knowing what is to come, because I think that adds like strength, that really does add vulnerability, that shows like my childlike faith in this beautiful journey. And I think we should hold on to our childlike faith and our imagination, because we still have our inner child in us, and we have to constantly like hug our inner child and love on our inner child and not neglect our inner child, because that is what the trauma we're constantly healing from every single day, and it's just projecting outwardly with our adult relationships. But we are just gonna constantly worry. Look at Geppetto.
With the plugs, with the plugs.
I'm waiting for our movie, sis.
Yes, we got a premiere actually coming out 2022. Geppetto in the comments. That's where we met on set. After college, coming soon.
And that's like just constantly creating. Like, it's what I want to do, especially do it the independent way, because all I know is I gotta control me. I can't wait on the opportunity, so let's create an opportunity now.
Yes. So beautiful. I'm on the same type of time. Along with like after college coming too, I have a show I created called Game Peep Game.
Ooh!
Yes.
That title fly.
Thank you, boo. So basically it's a story just about, you know, what we're talking about, learning the game of life, charging things to the game of life, and us all being in a position where we peep game. So I actually been pitching it to a couple people.
Yes.
I actually just got another meeting for this company in LA that you know, they're interested in picking it up as well. So we got some stuff cooking up.
Baby, it's already spoken to existence. It's already there.
Yeah.
Continue to walk into it, because that is fly. Like, we need that, because this is really a game right now.
It is a game, and it's just peeping this game, girl. But yeah, I'm really excited for the next year. I know. Are you still doing some more stuff with Bag Talk?
Yes, that's like a part of me, just constantly like living in every avenues, whatever I can like express myself with, but more so now like focusing on courses and building this knowledge that I have and just sharing it in all different avenues, from writing books to producing courses to having consultations. So
yes, and you have a book out already, right?
Yes, Self-Love Manual. So we just gonna continue, like we gonna continue what we doing, you know, with everything. Just lead it off to 2022.
Yes, copy, repeat, and add a little sprinkle of extra everything. Yes, but I want to thank you so much for taking some of your time and energy and just beautiful gems. I love speaking with you. I love watching just you continue to grow and drop gems and expand, you know. So I'm here. I support you. I know some of my friends and fam is in here, and they're like, yo, I love her. So
I love y'all. I love you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Like, you are shining. You are glowing. You are so gifted and so talented and so dope. God called you to do amazing things, and you gotta just keep walking into it, sis. We need you.
We need you. We need you. We need us.
We need us.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for tapping in. You know, this is Rare Talks with the Rare Visionary. Got my girl in here dropping gems, and we're gonna do this again 2022.